up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of SCNS Live. And if you haven't noticed, I'm so proud of this broadcast. We are at full 1080p. Yes, witness the full power of this fully functional Death Star.
Mostly functional.
Will.
Hashtag the Empire did nothing wrong.
I'm just saying. Oh, well, yeah, we are running at about what?
70,
we're under 20%.
Yeah.
20% less power.
Yeah. So 80%.
So
Are we going to count Bryce and or Ricardo as a full 20%, or is it more like 10% under power?
talk that smack while they ain't here. Anyway, we're still going to have a good show for you guys. Welcome. My name is Jason the X. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. The people I do this show with, there's Kat.
Hi.
Your hair looks great.
Thank you. I chopped it all off.
And gotta get rid of the winter coat for the summer months that are approaching quickly.
I did. It's more or less summer months most of the year in Texas, so.
It looks good. Very, 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 very Psylocke, like if she was,
Yes, it's my edged out look. It's gonna morph into like a Karen haircut. I'll get it blonded and yell at managers.
I am the manager. And as I am the manager, there's Cass.
Hey, I'm the manager?
No, you're like the sub-manager.
I'm the sub-manager.
Co-manager.
Well, that doesn't sound cool.
Sub-manager?
Assistant or ass manager.
No.
I'm the ass manager. Hello.
Well, there goes that deal I was hoping to get for, funding
Oops.
and stuff. Anyway, behind the board making things look good, turning knobs, it's Cora. Oh my gosh, dude. She found out about Sailor Moon makeup today, and she's got to do the magical girl thing.
Oh, wait, no. Wait, hold on.
What?
There we go.
In the name of the moon, you'll punish.
In the name of the moon, I'm going to look fabulous.
You're going to have to... That's Sailor Moon, yes? Okay.
Yes.
Sailor Moon, yes.
Full moon.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, we are operating. Two of our hosts are gone this week, but, they'll be back. But we're going to have guests next week. Yes, it's going to be awesome. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into some super cool nerd news.
Hey, Jason, you know what you forgot to put on here?
So let me explain. The reason we didn't have a show last week is because we upgraded the rig that we stream on, hence we're able to go full 1080 now. And I may have forgotten just a thing or two, or three, or four. I thought I put it in there somewhere, but...
Come on, man.
So the intro graphic that I'm so proud of will not run, and we're just going to go right to the news. So...
News, pictures, swirling
Okay, and now
objects.
you have to do the thing. The Sailor Moon thing.
No, I'm not doing that. Anyway, so last week when I started to transfer files and realized it was going to take 5 to 6 hours to get everything off the old rig to the new one, I said, oh well, I'm going to go watch a movie. And I went to go see Sonic the Hedgehog and took my kids. And I will tell you right now, this movie was great. This is one of the best video game adaptation movies I have seen. I laughed throughout this movie. Cyclops was great. James Marsden was great.
Prince Charming.
Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was peak 90s Jim Carrey. But also he was playing Robotnik, so he was... Just when you're like, oh, that's funny what he did, he would do enough to make you go, oh yeah, he's the bad guy. And he's a jackass. But Sonic the Hedgehog was great. And apparently a lot of other people thought so, because this movie finished out at $70 million last weekend, putting it as one of the highest video game adaptations to hit the box office in this amount. I think it was Detective Pikachu held the record last time. Now, Sonic has knocked it out of the park, and honestly, it was a really great ride. I want to see this movie again. That's how good it was. I know no one else has seen it yet from the crew. Y'all should go see Sonic. Find time, go see it. It was great.
No, just find time.
Yeah, I'm just going to find
time.
time.
Find. I was kind of forced into time because it was one of those...
There it is. I found it. It's time.
Let's leave.
Okay.
We can go watch it now.
Admittedly,
time.
You could have gone last week. I was forced into time. I clicked that OK button. It was like, oh.
Yeah, we were finding a home.
Yeah, that's not
to live
important.
in.
I don't know why I thought getting all the files off the old rig was going to be like a quick thing.
Yeah.
That was on you.
That was dumb. But, yeah, it's a great movie. I think y'all will enjoy it. And I mean, I was willing to do this after they listened to the fans and redesigned the character. I was like, all right, well, I got to give you some money now.
I'm happy that that's going that way. That, like, the fans... I don't think you should always do exactly what your fans think that they want, but the reaction to the first Sonic was so universal. Everyone was like, no, he doesn't look like that. And they listened, and it's paying off. Like, that's good.
It questions me about some of the other things that may have been affected in the movie if they did redesign that one character, but yeah, they had a good outing. I know Paramount needed a win. It's been rough for them a little while, even though I don't think Terminator Dark Fate was that bad.
Terminator Dark Fate came out?
I didn't think it was that bad.
Is that another Transformer movie? It's not great.
Hey, we can forget the nightmare of Michael Bay is over.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Now I'm getting 2 different Transformer franchises, and it's a good world I live in.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, definitely recommend. Please go see Sonic. It's funny, and 70 million. That's pretty good. I mean, if it made 33, they'd have called it a bust, right?
Well, you know, it can't be as popular as Cats.
Oh, I was thinking Birds of Prey, which was not bad.
I still very much want to see it.
I still am trying to convince myself to see it when I have time.
Yeah.
Cool.
For me, it's above Sonic, but I do want to see both.
I don't know. Sonic is the best so far.
No, I get that.
I do actually have a question about the Sonic movie because I don't have any idea about any of the Sonic anything.
Okay.
I know that he runs fast and that he likes chili dogs, and that's literally the knowledge I have of Sonic.
Things that will be
a
touched
guy
on in
named
this movie.
Well-
Tails that hangs out with him.
He's got a buddy.
Well, oh yeah, and he also has Tails, and Knuckles is there too, and also I think everyone's edgy boyfriend is also there or something.
Thought Knuckles
Shadow,
loves everybody. Oh,
I
yeah.
think. But
Yeah.
basically, what I want to know is, as someone who's not very well versed in the universe itself, is it still approachable?
Yeah, definitely. You can go on this movie not knowing anything about this character and still enjoy it. Now, if you do know those things, there are so many throwbacks and little nods to the character in the movie. Like, there was one, I laughed out loud, and I think I was the only person in the theater that got it, which was just awkward, you know.
So essentially, like, if you know the franchise, there are little nuggets for you, but it won't take away from the experience
no.
of other people.
No, absolutely
Okay,
not.
cool.
It's very well done.
I don't think I know a lot. Like, I played the games, but, like, mostly just 1 and 2. Like,
Yeah, I don't think I've played a Sonic game since
Sonic
1993.
2. I know who.
You don't even need to have that going into this movie.
Okay.
It's that good. And I think that's one of the reasons I appreciate it, because it does have that reach to a larger audience that doesn't need to be like, I know every single detail and have my own fan creation of a Sonic character. Y'all need to stop doing that. Anyway.
You know, I was actually going to correct myself that maybe I did play one of the games, but I didn't. Do y'all remember Izzy, the, like, mascot for the 96 Olympics?
Not at all.
They made a video game for that character, and it was a reskin of Sonic.
Oh, jeez.
And I played that because I remember running through loops,
Yeah.
but it wasn't Sonic, and I was collecting the Olympic rings.
Oh, that does sound familiar.
Yeah. He was also blue and also a nightmare. Like, he was terrifying.
Yeah, it was like a B-list Sonic.
Yeah, and like it was something that America made because I think we were the host of the 96 Olympics.
We've been known to make
Don't
terrible things.
don't quote me on that. I don't remember. I remember that we hosted it apparently when I was a kid. But yeah.
Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
One of us knew that.
Cass, what you got this week?
Summer, winter? Were they still not split up yet?
Who
Atlanta,
knows?
Georgia. It's probably summer, right?
I mean, they could try to hold the Winter Games there. It's not going to be successful.
Split them up.
Guys,
Like
the less
yeah.
said about Georgia, the better. Anyway.
Unless we're going to talk about like peaches. They have
Fair
good
enough.
peach. They got
Music.
So,
Oh, that's true. That is true.
it was announced this week, basically, that the first of the reboots or the remakes that Disney is making got a PG-13 rating. Mulan has a PG-13 rating, which kind of makes sense based on it's about a war,
Seems
and there's a lot of violence in it. Cats. you have violently disliked the remake so far. Is this enough to get you to go watch this movie?
I don't care what it's rated. Like, I mean, I kind of want to see it because Mulan's one of my favorite stories. They took out all the stuff that I really like about Mulan. Like the music and the dragon and it seems to be like a not fun version of it. And I understand that war's not fun, but they are supposed to be kids' movies. So like,
they got a different take on it, and largely people are not a fan of this. I too want my Eddie Murphy talking dragon.
It's interesting. I'm actually excited about this. My biggest problems with the remakes so far have been that there's absolutely nothing different about them. The Lion King was a shot-for-shot remake,
Pretty much.
except worse.
that's what they said, but then it wasn't. Like, that's the weird thing. Is I said shot for shot, and there was for a scene or two, and then it wasn't, because I can quote the original Lion King.
And Jungle Book
It was
wasn't a shot
pretty-
for shot, and I liked it.
Really? My biggest problem with the remakes is that they're too similar to the original movies, and I don't want to go see a movie that I loved, except kind of not. I would rather them have an entirely different take on a character, on a story, than just give me essentially the same thing but slightly worse.
I can understand that, but at the same time, like, if you take all the stuff like that, then the question that you have left is, do you want to see Disney do war movies?
I'd like to see Disney do an action movie. It has magic in it. It seems really interesting. It seems closer to Pirates of the Caribbean than it does to Mulan. But I liked Pirates of the Caribbean, and it seems to be kind of that. Yes, it has violence in it, but it's still fun, but it's a very different take on the story, which is something I'm actually interested in.
Admittedly, I'm still going to see Mulan. I still want to see the movie, but, I don't plan to be laughing, as much as I did.
Yeah. No, it's going to be definitely a very different movie.
That's not, I guess it comes down to, that's not my biggest problem with the remakes at all.
What's your biggest problem with them?
They're just bad. Like, the music in Beauty and the Beast was awful.
I didn't watch that.
The Aladdin one was okay.
Mhm.
It had a new song at a very questionable place in the movie. And then The Lion King had all the cool stuff about watching big cats walk around that the original Lion King had, with the muscle structure, just how cool they look when they walk around. It had none of that. And also, I mean, Scar, I think they took, whoever did his voice is very talented.
I think it was Chiwetel.
Yeah, I think so. And then and then it's like they told him to tone down the drama a lot.
Yeah.
And it was like, he's the brother who's named for a marking on his face, and makes an alliance with scavengers to do some cool stuff. Like, he's not an undramatic bad guy.
Yeah.
He's like overly dramatic.
Like he's supposed to. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
melodramatic.
love him.
There we go. That's the word.
What he reminds me of is the heel in like drag shows will be like that. Just very over the top, like I'm a bad guy, kind of just nothing but villain and dripping energy off of them, and I love that.
I'm finding that information here. The heel in a drag show, the antagonist is called the heel?
Yeah.
What's the protagonist called?
The protagonist or the hero or
okay. They don't call him the face?
No, the face is who
I wanted it to be
the
like
highest
wrestling.
charisma in the D&D campaign.
I was going to find it very ironic that if it used wrestling terms, because the bad guy in wrestling is the heel.
Not dissimilar in
heel-
presentation.
Heel,
Exactly. That was kind of the point I was getting to.
yeah, I mean, heel is not specifically a drag.
I just wanted to be.
But
I
yeah,
just wanted the other one to be face. Anyway.
That would be good.
I will say, there was a movie kind of before all these remakes. They did a movie of Cinderella.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking
It
about.
was really, really good, and it was different enough from the Disney version of it that it ended up being a really good movie. It was directed by Kenneth Branagh. And I'm hoping that this Mulan movie is going to be more like that version of Cinderella than it is the rest of these remakes. PG-13 rating gives me a little bit more hope for that.
I want it to be good just to beat the odds.
That's fair.
To be honest, like, I think they should just stop telling us what they're taking away. Like, I haven't seen anything focused around... I mean, the PG-13 rating a little bit does that, but, like, tell us what you're giving us. And they're like, we're taking away the music, and we're taking away the dragon, and we're taking away the adorable animation. And, like, other than that, I've seen who's casting it and, like, little bits about the story. They need to get their press in line with,
Which
like...
is odd for Disney.
Yeah, Lion King had the same issue. They're like, we did a shot-for-shot remake, which they didn't. And they just said, so all you could see was a comparison.
Yeah, I
And
totally get that.
It goes poorly
Yeah.
if you compare them.
Almost
What's the
always.
release date on Mulan?
Hmm?
What's the release date on Mulan?
I don't have that.
I think it was March 27th.
Yeah, it
so-
has to be
Closer.
pretty soon.
Yeah, because the rating wouldn't have come
Yeah.
out.
You don't have rating until you have a producer's cut.
Okay. Corey, you got anything for movie this week?
For
On
movies,
film, big screen?
I don't.
Oh, okay. I can go right into science then, because I have a feel-good story
Okay.
About
Yes.
science?
about science. So, they have been testing, unfortunately, there are a lot of children, 1.35
That is
million
unfortunate.
children
Unfortunately, there
Yeah.
are a lot of
are
children.
born with some sort of congenital heart disorder, which usually means they're going to have surgeries a couple of times throughout their life until
Sometimes
they reach
even
adulthood.
prenatal, like, surgeries.
Exactly. Well, scientists from Boston Children's Hospital have actually developed a new process of a heart valve that grows with the valve.
Oh.
Therefore, and these are being tested right now in adult and juvenile sheep. And test results have been good, basically, so they're going to be able to do this surgery one time, and these valves will grow as the child grows. So far, they've had good testing. Let's see, it's with these prosthetic replacements. That the preclinical test results hold up in human testing, it's basically going to just like transform everything.
How does it grow? Like, is it biotech? Is that why?
Hang
Is
on.
it tiny robots?
It is not tiny robots, though.
Nano.
Tiny robots would actually be very much cooler. It is basically kind of like, it has a structure system. Now, I've got a picture of it up there that will increase. So basically that plastic ring around there is what's going to increase as the valve grows. So they basically connect it to the valve.
It's like a Chinese
It's
finger trap
it's
thing.
pliable.
Okay.
So as the valve grows, and of course there are dangers with this of it not operating properly. But if it does, this produces a kid having to get 15 to 20 surgeries before he gets to be an adult, because they grow a lot from being a baby. So
Can you imagine getting surgery? Like, you have to get kids new shoes?
Yeah.
Like, oh,
yeah,
this
their
doesn't
bones
fit
grow.
anymore.
I know. I got 2 of them. But this is a game changer. I love it. I love it. And they have not announced when they're going to do any type of human testing, whatever. They're still a ways off. These sheep have to reach adulthood first before they can get there. But yeah, great news. Reducing children have to go in for surgeries for congenital heart defects. I love it. Thank
Very
you,
cool.
science.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool, like, medicinal things that are starting to be tested around now. Like, they figured out that, like, Ambien might help with Alzheimer's, like, a lot.
Oh.
And all sorts of stuff.
I found what I was
awesome.
surprised of. It is composed of 2 synthetic leaflets attached to a stick that can be manually expanded with a balloon catheter to accommodate larger volumes of blood moving through the heart. So,
Okay.
so yeah, they do have to, but it's a stick. They just
Yeah.
go in, which is a lot less than totally opening someone
Invasive,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So great news from the world of science. I need a.
Gentlemen, behold!
Aqua Teen Hunger Force reference for the win.
I hate they canceled that show. Anyway.
It wasn't good by the time they canceled it.
I don't know that it was good at the beginning.
It was
It's just
watchable.
a weird show.
It was a weird show that was enjoyable.
Yeah.
All right, no one got anything besides Cat. Give me something for gaming this
Gaming. Which one do you want?
You're the only one gaming is this week.
Second one first.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's right. There's a big one. Never mind.
The March 16 through 20 Game Developers Conference happens every year. It was in San Francisco this year. PlayStation, Oculus, and Facebook Gaming all pulled out over coronavirus concerns. So, honestly, GDC has been kind of limping along for a few years. I feel like this is not going to be great.
That's a stiff hit right there.
I mean, like, props to Facebook for actually doing the right thing. I think I have a worse story about them somewhere, but
Probably.
you know,
I mean, it's not hard. We could find one, I'm sure.
yeah, I hadn't really thought about the effect that it could have on some conventions and stuff. But everyone be safe and careful out there. So yeah,
Be
the
safe.
conference is still going on, but it's a big hit.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's all I had on that though. So like,
Yeah.
Well, since you got another gaming story, let's go on to Cora, who has been chomping at the bit for this story.
Okay. So, there's a little game coming out on March 20th of this year.
Oh, that's Doom.
Well, yes, but I'm talking about another game. And that is Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Animal Crossing, never heard of it.
Not a place you want to. Never mind.
So, I wasn't, like, when I saw that they were coming out with this for the Switch, I wasn't actually sure if I wanted to get it since I have New Leaf. I want it. I'm probably going to pre-order it after the show's over because I'm weak. It looks like they're going to actually be adding a lot of new content with this because having it on the Switch instead of like the DS, they're going to have a lot more room to put stuff there. So starting out, it'll be you and 2 villagers on a deserted island that you get to build and like make your own kind of thing. You also have the opportunity to put the villagers where you want, which is huge for anyone who has played Animal Crossing. Usually they'll just either already have homes or they'll just put their stuff down wherever they want, and it completely ruins the feng shui of the island that you've created or the city or that you've made.
Of the landmass.
Yeah, the landmass,
The
essentially.
feng shui of the landmass. Okay.
Exactly. It's a thing. But now you get the option to put them where you want. So you only start out with 2, which is actually kind of nice. You only have to worry about worrying about 2 people. After that, there's like a scalable thing. It'll slowly start to build and everything. You start out with a tent, which is new as well. Although for people who play Pocket Camp, you'll probably be used to that. You have like your little area out front, like a yard and stuff. Over time, you'll be able to build a house there. And you'll be able to upgrade that with some stuff we'll get into in a second. You will have a smartphone, so you'll have your own little smartphone in the game with apps in-game that you can access, which actually involves, with the house stuff, a Nook app for Nook Miles. When you get those, you can use those towards, trips to exotic islands, like random trips, or you can use them to get your home and update it and pay off, like, the debt that you'll accrue from the house. But you don't start out with that debt this time, which is nice. There's going to be various multiplayer options involved in this game as well. You have people over to your island. Up to 8 people can be on your island at one time to hang out and do all sorts of things. You can take screenshots, all kinds of fun stuff. Of course, there's going to be new museums, new fossil museums, new butterfly museum, bug museum, things like that.
Will that monster Tom Nook be back?
Yes, he's in charge. But you don't start out with debt. You don't start out owing him money.
Mm-hmm.
That will come in later if you decide to build a permanent home there.
Also, he's only going to strong arm you later. Okay. Tom Nook is a horrible person.
Sure.
Okay, so this was something that was like, this is what sold me completely. While you have 4 map layouts, like normal games, which by the way, if you go watch the direct, you can pause it and you can plan out which island you want so you don't have to make a split decision like immediately. It's big news. It's big. But you can change the shape of the island. If you don't like that the river is flowing all the way across your map and you want it to like go to a point and then go downwards, You can do that. You can change where the river is flowing. You can add waterfalls to the landscape. You can add cliff sides or take away cliff sides that you don't like. You can make the beach bigger. You can add dirt paths and you can add stone paths. Anything that the game will basically let you do, you can do it. You can add bridges, like in other games, and staircases to go up the cliff sides. The island is now fully customizable, which is new. You'll also be able to build stuff. So you can build your own furniture and customize it. So
Crossing, playing God.
yeah, essentially. You collect all of the materials and you find all of the recipes and you can build these things. Like, there is so much. The direct itself was 30 minutes long, and this is literally just a TLDR of it. I highly recommend going to watch it. I also really like how they presented it. They presented it like, you know how they have like those cruise ship commercials that are like really long and they go through all the little details of your trip? They presented it in that way, which I feel is great because it's being presented like you're going to an exotic island for a vacation, which is kind of the idea of the game, and then you get
Clever.
to stay there.
Clever.
There is a downside. Unfortunately, like if you lose your data, like let's say you get a new Switch or something,
Yeah.
it is not cloud accessible.
I saw that.
However, in the event, like let's say your Switch gets damaged or you get a new Switch, there will be a way to recover your data and put it on the Switch itself.
In the future.
In the future, they are working on that right now.
There's going to be some people careful with them switches out there.
There is a chance that it will be installed, like it'll be in the
patch will be in place.
There we go. Yeah, everything will be in place for that by the time the game is released, but we don't have that confirmation right now. Also, the Nintendo app, like for your smartphone, the actual Nintendo app, you can use that to voice chat and text chat with your friends while you're playing the game with them. If not, you'll have to use something akin to like Discord or your own phones to interact with them verbally. You won't have a text-based system or anything like that in game. But the last 2 points, and I'll promise I'll stop. As in other games, you know, you'll have bees and everything that can sting you, and of course you'll need medicine to fix it. There's also scorpions that will chase you, which I'm not happy about because they look pretty realistic. Yeah, they will chase you and sting you. Same with the bees. You also have the unfortunate thing where you can pass out now from getting stung, which was not in the previous games. That's a thing now, though.
Crossing over to real life here.
Yeah, we're crossing over into real life now. So that's a thing. It's fine. It's fine. The other great thing is there will be free updates for the game. As a matter of fact, on launch day, there will be a free update so that you can have everything ready and set for Egg Day, which is Animal Crossing's version of Easter. You can also pick which hemisphere you're in. So let's say that you play in the southern hemisphere and you want the weather in the game to match where you are, you can do that. So in January, when everyone, or in like December or whatever, when everyone's getting ready for snow and Santa and all of that Christmas stuff, you'll still have all the Christmas stuff. But if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're in summer at that point. So your game will be in summer instead of in winter, which is really neat. Random little thing, but it's so cute.
You and I are going to be doing decidedly different things on March 20th.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to be playing Animal Crossing. I'm going to abandon every other game I'm playing.
One of you is going to be in a hellscape of their own making with horrible monsters chasing them.
And the
Another
other's
one's going to be
playing
playing Doom!
I know.
Oh, one last thing, because I thought this was cute. You can jump over rivers with a pole vault in
Aw,
Animal
nice.
Crossing. That's how you can that's how you get over the rivers until you build a bridge.
Same in real life.
Exactly. Instead of just jumping.
Sure.
So,
March 20th, here we come.
Oh yeah, I saw a thing that Doom Eternal has designed its first female demon.
hey!
It's one of the
Really?
bosses or something. It's not one of my stories, but yeah, like I
mean, I've
read
seen
an
it.
article about it.
I'm just surprised it's more as the first one. I thought some of those that I've blown up.
Women
The
can be
sexism.
demons too. Hashtag feminism.
Hashtag all demons.
Yes, Nazis. not but
Oh, I almost
Yes,
forgot.
demons.
Speaking of demons, Animal Crossing has
No,
added
thank you.
ghosts.
Oh.
At night, if you're in an area without lights, you can run into a ghost. But all we know about the ghost is that it gets spooked by you. But it's really, really super
That's
cute.
not normally how that goes.
It's really super cute, and I'm really excited to run into ghosts in this game. Okay, now I'm done.
Going back to that female demon and the thing. It's like, wow, are you a female demon? Why, yes, I am. Wow, that is really progressive of hell. Good to see you.
eat your soul.
it's like, okay, well, go get your boss or schedule me an appointment with him. That's what you do, right?
Nah,
No?
you
Okay.
shotgun them to
No,
death.
you're
Anyway,
gonna eat my face off.
what's your other gaming news?
I have lots, kind of along a similar line. Red Dead Redemption. If you've been playing Red Dead Redemption online, you may have noticed that two-headed skeletons have started popping up and terrorizing, the old
What?
West.
Is this on the online portion of it?
Yeah,
Oh, oh.
this is, the weird thing about this is that, who makes Red Dead?
Rocket?
No.
No,
No.
Rockstar.
Yes.
Rocks.
Yeah.
I knew there
Yes.
was, the rock word was
my
in there.
brain just went to
I think we're
CD
all of ours.
Project
Project Red,
Red,
yeah,
and
me
then
too.
it went to Bungie, and then it wouldn't get off Bungie. Anyway, they have not released the information whether they meant for this to happen or not.
Two-headed skeletons.
Because they don't actually. I think you can shoot them and kill them, but they don't actually hurt you.
Because that's
So they don't.
what you should do.
They haven't said. They're
So,
just like,
Yeah, did Arthur just start hallucinating, or
I mean, that game is just weird.
it is?
There are certain, when you start looking into some of the other things in Red Dead, that's like little Easter eggs and stuff. So,
Yeah.
anyway, but they haven't released anything to tell us why these two.
They
It's
hadn't
clearly
as of
purposeful.
the last time, probably, but are they supposed to be there? I don't know.
It's kind of late for Halloween and early for it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Fortnite Season 2 is going to be coming out pretty soon, if it's not out already. It brings NPC enemies, which I think is really weird for a Battle Royale game to have NPC enemies. It has a whole
Trying to keep it fresh. Don't want to be
spy
PUBG.
theme. It's called Top Secret. It
Deadpool's in it.
has Ghost and Shadow. Somebody found a Deadpool room today, a hideout room for him. Yeah, I don't really keep up with Fortnite enough to know whatever. They're also introducing really weird customization options for Maya, who's one of the characters, I guess, and not the name of the program that they used to create it, which is why I was reading the article, because it said Maya has 10,000 customization options, and I was like, oh! But it's a really weird, tiered rollout where you can earn stuff, month by month or something. And they've also made the very odd choice of you cannot change once you've customized it. You can't go back to anything or
Just destroy it. Move on.
which is that takes all the fun out of stylizing. Every year in Overwatch, I go change everybody their Halloween skins and stuff. And if you can't unbind that, it's just weird. But
That's 90% of the fun of having customization in a game at all.
I mean, really, Fortnite is an example of a game that's not fun to me anyway.
I tried it.
It's just
Yeah,
not
same.
my thing. Battle Royales are really not my thing. But yeah, anyway, that's Fortnite. Destiny 2 is also about to start a new season in March. They are, nerfing almost all their weapons.
I'm not going back.
They're kind of trying to balance it out. It seems like they're trying to avoid, they had a major OP sniper rifle issue. Most games that are, adventure kind of games have a thing that becomes the best way to play the game. And there's only so much you can do to avoid it, but across-the-board nerfs, not a lot of people super excited about that.
My problem with Destiny is I'll pick it back up and then get everything I need to be uber again, then lose interest.
Yeah.
And it's I did all that to get back up to this light level, and now I'm just going to go play something else.
My problem with Destiny is it's so pretty, but it's not actually that fun to play.
It's very repetitive.
Yeah.
Which is why when I go back, I'm like, same damn missions, same damn strikes, and here I am with all these kids. Your gear is old. You know what? Shut up.
You're old. The only other video game news I have is that Nintendo is opening like little pop-up stores in like airports across the US, which I think is awesome. They have like Switch and a couple other things that you can play. I think there's Switches that are like tied to monitors, basically.
Well, yeah.
And
I would hope they would anchor that quite well.
yeah, I think they're pretty interested in keeping the Switches that they buy for it. And it's across the US, apparently, in most of them you have like Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart, Ultimate 8 or something, I think is where they are. Mario Odyssey, Mario Party, Tetris 99 are the games that are reported.
If there was ever a place that you should probably start picking up video games, or where you could possibly bring somebody in, is while they're waiting for things to happen in an airport.
I hate airports. And yeah, like, yes, very much so. It would encourage me to get there earlier and get through like security and stuff. But I also, when I was thinking about it, I thought it makes an interesting point about like kind of everyone's a gamer now. A lot of people are. And I like this kind of being a gamer right out in the open feel.
Yeah. I want to see like a 60-year-old businessman waiting on a layover in an airport, walk into this Nintendo pop-up store and leave with a Switch and a game.
I don't think they're selling at the stores.
You think they're like
I don't.
I think they should. That's how you get them in. They'll stop, they'll play it. So how much are these?
Yeah, I know they have coupons that I think you can pick up in some of them. I don't know all the details, but it was like up to like $75 off a full
Stupid
system.
Burberry and pin shops and everything. They can put a Switch shop in an airport.
I always I don't fly if I can't afford to, right? So like I always have some spending money on me, and I'm always looking for stuff that I would want just in everyday life. And like, oh, it's tax free, and I never find anything cool.
Maybe you can pick up a new game. Corey, you got anything else on gaming this week?
I don't.
Cass? Nothing?
No, man.
Cat toeing the line on gaming.
It was a weird video game week.
It was.
Like,
It was a weird
It's
week.
quiet. It's quiet. Like actually I got one I picked up here. PlayStation right now and PlayStation Plus, they are giving away the BioShock collection.
Really?
BioShock 1 and 2 and Infinite. I got them all, and I've already played through BioShock 1. I'm working on 2 now. That's a good game series. And I was like, all 3 of them for free? Yeah. Boom. So I'm playing through 2 now.
I'm playing Hollow Knight on Xbox Game Pass, which I'm very, very excited about. Because it's a fun game. It's very hard, but it's a fun game.
It's so cute.
It is.
So cute until you die before
Several times.
getting your stuff back and you just rage quit.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
I've done several times.
I have something in TV that's video game related.
Well, you want to save it for TV? We're going to finish off with TV.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have one because it tests a new thing on the show. A collectible. Because Toy Fair is this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, me and Neer and Bryce will be doing alternate heads post Toy Fair, covering everything. But things have been leaking. A couple of companies are saying, hey, check out these things. I'm not going to go on that, but I am going to go into The Child from The Mandalorian. They are releasing an animatronic child. And if you'll notice, there's a video playing over here. And I love that. This thing will reach, it blinks, it makes the noises, his ears move. He will reach out and do things with the Force and close his eyes and do it. And if you lay him down, his eyes will close. And he'll go and take a little nap because using the Force is hard work. This thing is adorable and only $60. Which, that is affordable. I see this as being the toy that people are going to be going nuts for trying to get for their kids. And if you try to get mine, I will stab you. Anyway.
I see this as an absolute win.
I get to stab somebody and I get a child.
No.
If you're a cosplayer and you're doing the Mandalorian armor, you need
have
this.
to,
You have to have this.
Oh, yeah.
This is a must. Just save that $60 right now and get this damn thing. And there are plenty of other things, Star Wars and all kinds of stuff related. The best thing about Toy Fair this year, Hasbro, normally, since they don't allow us in because we don't have enough subscribers, We have to
Tell
rely.
all your friends.
Yes, get us subs so we can get in the toy fair. We need 10,000 to get in. But normally we just rely on somebody in there who's on their phone and just going, Hasbro is actually going to stream their full lineup this year, which is going to be Power Rangers, their Marvel Legends, their new Ghostbusters line. It's going to be a long one, and I'm in for this. Show me what I'm spending money on this year.
Mm-hmm. All the female Ghostbusters, of course.
They better be in there. I mean, honestly, they need to be in there. They're Ghostbusters. Anyway.
I would, from a marketing perspective, they're going to do great.
Put them in a Build-A-Figure pack, and if you want to build a figure, you better buy it.
I mean, I would support them making them, but at the same time, like, toy collectors can be an uncomfortable demographic of people who love old school things and don't embrace the new stuff sometimes. So, yeah, I hope they're in there, but I would kind of understand if they weren't. Like,
well, other events that are coming up, they're actually affecting us. The next one coming up is AllCon, the weekend of March 12th through the 15th. And that brings me into my next announcement. Next week, we are having Jedi Cole, who is pretty much the organizer for all the games and events happening at AllCon. He'll be joining us on the show, so we'll be happy to have him on. Right now, tickets are still $60 if you go online, and you can pick them up at Will Call Desk. You really want to get them online, because I think they go up like $10. It's a great con. It's going to be a good weekend.
It's party con.
It is definitely party con.
con.
The other announcement, we are attending Fan Expo, and they have what I can only describe as the ultimate guest list here. Okay, they've got Harry Potter people. They've got Alicia Silverstone. I don't know anybody from Harry Potter.
people.
Yeah, I don't know these people.
Oh,
I don't know their names.
People.
Rupert Grint. Who is that?
Ron.
That's Ron Weasley.
Ron Weasley.
Oh,
Literally Ron Weasley.
Oh, the guy that owns the ice cream truck.
Yes, the literal angel.
Well, now I feel bad.
In the
Yes.
Literally
books.
Ron Weasley. It's one of the
He seems like an
James
angel.
Phelps, Oliver Phelps. I take it they're the twins.
He's still kind
They
of.
are, yes.
And
That
Bonnie
makes
Wright.
sense.
That's Ginny.
Oh, okay, now I feel bad. I do actually know these people. Moving on. For Clueless, they got Alicia Silverstone and Brendan Fraser. Clueless,
I heard
yes.
Clue and I was like, they were in Clue.
Okay, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
John Stamos, Bob Saget, and Dave Coulier from Full House and Fuller House.
Sure.
Okay. It's kind of a surprising list. Okay, John Barenthal, Dave Bautista will be there as well.
Cool.
Marvel in the House.
I would love to be picked up by either of them.
Yeah.
I
from
want
Lord of the Rings.
Bautista to like hold me up over his head.
Yes, thank you.
He could.
I know, and I want him to
I
do
would
that.
like, yeah.
The Hobbits will be reuniting Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Dominique Monaghan, and Billy Boyd. Scream! They're getting Nev Campbell, Matthew Lillard, Jamie Kennedy, and Rose McGowan to come there. And people from The Office. Not the one you go to daily. From this TV show, The Office. Leslie David Baker, Brian Baumgartner, Oscar Nunez, Catherine Tate. This is a huge... Here's the ones that I'm getting into. John Cleese is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
George Takei.
Mm-hmm.
Christina Ricci, Jean Carlo
George
Esposito.
Takei does the best
Anything?
panels.
Yeah.
Everything?
Like, he does his panels often without a moderator, and it's just stunning.
LeVar
Did you
Burton.
say Giancarlo Esposito?
Giancarlo Esposito will be
He
there.
did my other favorite panel that I've ever seen at a con, and I've been to probably, like 40,
He's a
50.
sage.
And it's beautiful to hear him talk, especially when he's been a bad guy. I highly encourage it. If you're going to skip his panel, don't. It's so good.
The one that another one I'm excited for, Weird Al Yankovic. I've got.
It's hilarious to me that he's going to cons
I'm
now.
so great. I'm so grateful that this man
Just a
will
chaotic
grace us
energy.
with his presence.
I think that's amazing. I tried to get her Weird Al tickets for Christmas, but they were too expensive.
The other thing in Dallas, they've been doing a lot of My Hero Academia cons in the area. Literally, there was one 2 weekends ago because Near, who's a huge fan of that one, went to all of them. But they have what I can only say is the largest gathering of My Hero Academia voice stars. Chris Sabat, Justin Brenner, Lucy
Sabat.
Christian, Sabat. Sorry. J. Michael Tatum, who is wonderful, and you should go watch our interview with him because he is great.
I love him so much.
Is he the one?
David
Okay,
Matraga, Colin Klinkenbeard, Monica Rial, also a wonderful person.
Also has my heart for all eternity.
Caitlin Glass, Kyle Phillips, Brandon McGinn. They've got so many voice actors. They can literally do an episode of My Hero Academia at whatever panel they're in. Of course, we got people from comics, Mark Silvestri, Sean Gordon Murphy, Arthur Adams, Greg Capullo. Please get Gail Simone. We never get Gail Simone in Dallas, and it pisses me off. I need to.
Yeah.
Fan Expo also is putting. They faced some controversy in the past about ticket
On
people
this show.
canceling on this show. People canceling. Well, they've instituted a new program. This is in direct response to that criticism. A no questions asked refund policy. 14 days prior to the show, you can refund your ticket for anything.
Nice.
Good.
For no questions asked, you get a refund. That's speaking volumes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a great show. Of course, it's going to be at the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Center. We are going to that, and I'm going.
And
to
announced this week, Sonequa Martin Green
She was just like 2 days ago. She was announced.
from you might know her from The Walking Dead or Star Trek Discovery,
You should know her from Star Trek Discovery.
Yes.
where we
Like,
fell in love with her.
She's so beautiful.
And
She takes
just-
my breath away.
She's
Like,
It's
just
amazing.
not to objectify her. Here's the thing that I'm curious about, though. Like, a lot of these, like, they have them in threes, right? Like, what if the people that you want to talk to the most are not for that property? Like, I could care less that John couldn't care less that John Stamos was on Fuller House.
You want to talk to him because
I want to talk to him about how he was on Scream Queens. Like, he
I
was
was thinking
so
Gallivant.
funny. Or Gallivant. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of them like that. When you're listing them off, I'm like, I don't really want to talk to them about the thing that they're
Elijah
popular for.
Wood about Dirk
Elijah
Gently's
Wood.
Holistic Detective Agency.
And
Which is-
what the energy on set must have been like, or even about like Wilfred. I don't
Yeah.
care that much
All of them.
about some of the like the Lord of the Rings or Full House, but I do love people that were in it. Bob Saget does some really funny, crazy stand up that
Yeah.
is not Full House.
Oh no.
Appropriate.
And seriously, Fan Expo, if you want a team that's going to ask those kinds of hard hitting questions,
Oh yeah, are they doing a press junket? We gotta find out. Anyway,
Yeah.
they need to invite us. We are awesome at interviewing people. Anyway,
are we?
looks like
We
we're
definitely-
totally
we
great. We
Show up for the interviews, and the people who are being interviewed are always very entertained, and some fans are as well.
I think that's part of our
we
charm.
do good interviews.
definitely chaotic
we
energy.
definitely do offbeat interviews that
'Cause
you
we're-
know ingratiate us to the
we're
people
awesome.
who really wanted those
Mhm.
types of questions asked.
So anyway, let's close out with some television news. Anybody want to start off with some television news? Because I've got mine that I'm excited for, which
I can start off.
Go.
I have a fun one and a sad one. Which one do you want to hear first?
I'll go with a sad one.
All right, the last 10 episodes of Steven Universe will be airing next month. It is called Steven Universe Future. It's about the past. No, obviously it is about the future. After the movie came out, we kind of had a feeling that Steven Universe was wrapping up. Yeah, the last 10 episodes.
It's
I'm
sad.
excited.
It's so sweet. Like it's just
2012? 2013? It's been a long-running show, but it's...
No, I mean, when are the last episodes?
Oh, they run from March 6th to the 27th.
Oh.
Coming out in like 2s and 3s probably because everything about the way Steven Universe came out was bonkers.
It's had a good run.
Yeah.
It really has. It's a fun show and I'm really like I'm happy, but also it's kind of bittersweet seeing it come to an end.
Oh, you're starting to like tear up just a little bit about the show's ending.
It's a fun
It's
show.
so
I really like it.
Look at
It's
Cass's reaction on the
sweet.
last
It's so
episode.
sweet. All right, in less bittersweet and more aggressive and fun news, The Witcher had a casting announcement this week. If you think that it might be a little too close to Game of Thrones, this won't help that. Christopher Hivju, I think is how you pronounce
That
his
doesn't
name.
sound like Mark
Big
Hamill.
old red-bearded guy from Game of Thrones. Tormund Giantsbane is his name. He is going to be on The Witcher, and I could not be more excited
Ooh.
That
about it.
doesn't sound like Mark Hamill.
It is not Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill wasn't in Game of Thrones.
I'm not
I
talking.
mean,
I don't care about
obviously,
people.
She
he's
made a
gonna
Game of
be in
Thrones
it because
reference.
Vesemir is basically just Mark Hamill. But yeah, Christopher, I think it's him too. I'm very excited about him, and even if he doesn't have his giant red beard, I'm still gonna be here for it because
More
he
Witcher.
is awesome.
I didn't know we had problems with the casting.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, for the most part, was pretty spot on. They got a lot of
Absolutely.
really cool actors. I'd
Yeah.
be happy to see them move on to roles that might end better.
We do not have an announcement for who he will be playing,
we don't have a release date for like season 2.
Exactly.
So,
So
we're
we
a ways away.
don't have that, but I'm going to be excited to see him pretty much no matter who he plays.
And
Yeah.
whoever he plays, we will all be like, which guy is that? For a few minutes.
I would imagine somebody from Skellige, maybe.
Yeah.
That's very much of that energy.
Nordic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which Skellige, I think, is my favorite part of the game. I deeply, deeply enjoyed it. They were all very aggressive and it was fun.
What about climbing walls?
No, thank you. That's it. That's me.
I've got some news on Lucifer. So yes, this show was saved by the fans, moved over to Netflix. They got what was going to be their last season, which they are currently still filming that season. They're going to release, I think it's like 8 episodes, and then another 8 a little bit later on. Well, we might be continuing Lucifer. Currently, Netflix is in negotiations with the producers of the show to maybe go to a season 5, and I couldn't be happier because I was with this show from day one. And it's very rare I get into shows and stay with them all the way. So when they said they were canceled, I was like, no! I was one of those raging fans on Twitter and maybe making some calls to NBC. I'm not saying that I did, but somebody may have with my voice. I didn't threaten anyone per se.
I mean, you let Lucifer take care of that.
But this is truly a show where the fans did save it. Netflix did step in. I would love to see them. It all depends on what I see in the next season. Does it need a second season? Would you watch another season of Lucifer? I mean, clearly, we're watching another season of Lucifer because they saved it.
I dropped off a while ago. It's something that I want to go back.
There's some shows that like you stop watching and you're like, oh, whatever.
I am somewhat interested, and we'll see if that comes to fruition. But they are about to start shooting Sandman in a couple of months.
I mean, you have to.
See,
right? If it's on the same network,
like there's a whole thing with Sandman and Lucifer where he gives them the keys to hell, and there's like this whole thing about it.
Could they introduce him in Lucifer?
They won't introduce him in Lucifer. Like that's a CW.
But there could be a crossover.
Yeah.
And that I would be very interested in that. I don't think it will happen, but I'm still like crossing my fingers.
Now, the other thing we talked about in this was why is this coming out on Netflix instead of DC Universe?
Because DC Universe does not have the budget.
Okay.
This will be... Netflix said that Sandman is, I think, their most expensive show to date.
What?
But also like DC, it's a weird
It's a
offset of
weird
DC Universe. Like, and Neil Gaiman was the one who was like, I just want to write this, and sure, you guys can have it, and it's nothing like anything that you have. We're going to need to get rid of your old Sandman garbage.
I get that he
character.
had a mask. That's going to be there sometimes.
Yeah,
Let's not worry about it.
It will be a prop that cosplayers will ignore.
Yeah.
And so, like, I cosplay Morpheus, so I feel like I can say that. It would be weird for DC Universe, but also, yeah, like, Neil Gaiman's shows are never, like, cheap.
I say that not wanting this show on DC Universe.
Absolutely not.
I want it on Netflix with as much money as possible.
It's ridiculous. They're spending a ridiculous amount of money.
It's
on
the
this.
I didn't know it was the most expensive one.
It's something I read. Again, I don't remember the news outlet, but it's what I read.
It's ideal to be an outside of the app because it's a standalone. I mean, Lucifer crossovers notwithstanding, like in most ways, it's a standalone property.
Either way, I'm in for this. Corey, you had some television news, don't you?
Technically, I have
It's
anime.
but
I
it's a
have
show.
some animes. Where's the camera? There it is. So we have some more information on the hit anime in Japan, Beastars. It's not one that we've really talked about on the show so much, but that's mostly because I can't watch it because it's been region locked on in Japan, and that is changing.
Free these shows.
Huh?
Free these shows.
Hashtag.
It will be releasing over here. I believe it is next month. And with that will be a new dub cast. So it will be dubbed. They released the cast this month, or today actually, for the new actors, the only one that I recognize on here is Ben Diskin, who is Haida from Agretsuko. So, and I'm not even sure what character he plays because I only know like one because I can't watch this show yet. But from what I have seen of it, the voice acting is really good and it seems really important to the story and its characters. So I'm really hoping that they have a really great director that will help them out with that. I do have another one, and Jason kind of groaned at this one. There will be a new sports anime coming out soon. It is going to be called Tri Nights, and it is going to be a rugby anime. And I'm very excited for this one, mostly because the other one that I watched was not that good. They went in a weird direction with the main character. It was not that good.
For somebody that's not a sports fan, you like a lot of sport animes.
Look.
And it bothers me. It just seems like... This is why you like wrestling. Because there's the drama in wrestling and the physical portion of it. This is why she's a wrestling fan.
Okay.
Yes.
And the presentation and
absolutely.
pageantry.
Okay, so...
Wrestling is a
That's
more
the best
exciting
part
soap
about it.
opera. Like,
Okay, so 99.9% of the reason I love these sports animes is because I'm more invested in the characters than I am the actual sport. In order for a sports anime to work, you have to be invested in the characters or you're not going to care if they succeed or fail. And so you have to have that build. That's one of the reasons Ofuri is one of my absolute favorites in sports, because it focuses on the mental health of the characters themselves and goes into detail on how to correct bad behavior. And it's really great.
it's like
Y'all should all
Remember
watch that
the
one.
Titans. Like, who gives a crap about a high school football team? Like, it's all about where they were going and what was going on at the time.
Yeah.
Well, I got a little bit more, one more television news, and it starts tomorrow. The final season of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Re-up your Disney Plus subscriptions. I am so ready to finally finish this off. They've been showing little clips like there's a team of clones. They're called they have defects, and they're called the Bad Batch, but they are bad. And I'm so in for the last season of Clone Wars. Starts tomorrow. Please re-up your Disney Plus subscription and don't spoil anything.
If you go on Disney Plus right now, they show like the 20 most binge-worthy or whatever episodes of the Clone Wars to date.
I already watched them all.
Category.
I was ready as soon as I knew I had a time limit to get up to, so I had to watch all of them, and I did. Granted, doing other things in the background, but it is good that once again this is something that fans were demanding. They wanted the series to have a good ending, and they're going to get it. So Dave Filoni, good luck. I hope you've done a good job with this. I'm going to watch it anyway. Clone Wars Season 7 tomorrow. And that's pretty much it. Anybody got anything? Oh, you got something on television.
Well, I had like 9 stories. We're not going to get to.
What?
It's fine.
We're not going to get to all those.
Technology. No, Netflix apparently is developing an anime style Diablo storyline, which could be really interesting. It is sold and in like pre-production according to their content. Somebody's LinkedIn profile, but it's like they're the VP of content essentially. Yeah. And also an Overwatch cartoon, which I'm super excited about.
Yay!
I mean, yeah.
I mean, their lore, their cinematics have been some of the coolest parts of the story they're trying to tell. So
I
like,
can't even be excited because it's just inevitable. Okay.
You can't be excited.
It's one of those. I'm going to watch every single thing about this.
I can be
It's
excited
going to
about
happen.
it.
It's inevitable. I can't be excited. It's going to happen.
It's also being developed. I'm excited, obviously, more about the Overwatch one because the 2D animation they've done in the past has been really interesting stylistically. Like the Doomfist release, was a 2D animation. So whether it's 2D or whether it's in their 3D cinematic style, either one, I'm down for.
Maybe we'll just make Hasbro keep making the figures.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
bitter
know.
about that.
No, I caught that.
That's my
I don't know what
only other TV
I
thing.
don't know how staring at the camera is going to help.
But they're looking.
Yeah, I was staring at the camera so
Right.
Hasbro can see.
That's
her.
all right.
Yeah, yeah.
when they
Because
review
Hasbro's
this
totally over
That's
episode
right.
here.
Figma
at their
still is there.
shareholders.
I just have to spend more money.
Totally. And glare at the camera.
That's all.
That's
it,
all
man.
the tech story? Okay.
That's it.
No, that was TV. We decided to skip tech this week.
Oh, okay. We are running all the time.
Yeah.
So there is one more thing. If you go to the description down below, speaking of Allcon, there is an event that I'll be participating in, and another member of the show who's yet to be announced for it, but we are doing the charity D&D game on Saturday night. So far announced participating are Sabrina Pandora from the area and myself. If you go to the link below, you can see an invite for the event itself, and also there's a link to donate because this is benefiting Extra Life. So if you find in your heart to have a few dollars that are just laying around, maybe you could use it to help some kids in need. That's it. Of course, this weekend is going to be, like I said, we're doing Toy Fair, and also I'm doing an interview with nerdcore rap artist Tech Force here in the studio.
Oh, nice.
He is dropping by. He has got some huge things coming. Guys, if you have not listened to any of his music, please go out there and listen to him. I'll put a link down below. But he's on Bandcamp. And he's going to be doing a release party for his album. We are invited. It's at the National Video Game Museum.
Oh,
Very-
hey,
yeah.
that'd be fun.
Yes. So it'll be good to hear the things that he's up to. And he is up to a lot of big things. Of course, we support any local artists, especially if they're doing some music that I like. Anyway, guys, that has been the show. Thank you guys out there in the Super Cool Nerd Nation for joining us. Of course, if you want to follow us, you can do that on Instagram and Twitter at SCNS Live, or on Facebook, facebook.com/SCNS Live. And soon, well, you can go to it right now. There ain't much there. But there is a website coming, www.supercoolnerdshow.com. Please go check that out. We'll be posting stories and all kinds of lovely things in there, and get our subscriptions hopefully over 10,000 so I can go to Toy Fair next year. And speaking of me, you can follow me on my social media at JasonTheX on Instagram and Twitter.
You find me on Instagram at BetterCat and sometimes on Twitter at Dilla Drawings, writing or drawing terrible cartoons about Overwatch League caster things with Cass.
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at The Good Cast, where I'm currently complaining about how hard Hollow Knight is. And you can also find me on Instagram at The Good Cast or The Bad Cast, depending on what quality of content you enjoy. If you like, oh, I'm doing a show and having fun, or this is the stupidest thing that I could come up with.
You can follow me on Instagram, where I never post anymore because I just haven't. But sometimes I post artwork and cosplay there. Or you can follow me on Twitter at HawksPerch if you want to look at some great Suikoden content and talk to me about that, please. I'm always open to talk about that. Or you can follow me at chaotic_noodle, where I post Final Fantasy XIV screenshots and cry as I'm finally almost into the current content.
Wow.
Finally.
And of course, we put out new episodes of Nerds with Coffee. Last week, Bryce joined us for some True Confessions. We do have some other shows planned because we're putting out 2 of these every week. I have one I'm going to tell you guys about. It's going to be great. And we ate gross Valentine's Day candy. That was fun. Fried
Stuff
chicken
with
flavored
coconut?
candy.
Nope. No,
Mhm.
thank
Pass.
you.
That sounds Korean. Like
Oh,
a
it was.
Korean
It
thing.
was. Anyway, go check those out on the channel, and we'll be back this weekend with some alternate heads following Toy Fair 2020. That's it, guys. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. And as always, we always like to say around here, keep on nerding.
Nerding,
Don't you judge me.
keeping.
What
Is it nerd?
I do this so many
Here's
times.
how
I
we're
can
gonna
mess up
say
every
the
now and then.
saying thing. Nerds.